First, I want to apologize for the lack of lives I've been doing here lately. I've been under some massive stress with family and my own health. So, it's the first chance I've had to come back and do anything. So, if you are reading the description, we're going to be talking about to Haley Payton tonight. So, and this is a case that had a recent update to it. So much about this case from the moment she went missing until what just came out yesterday, or was the day before yesterday, but in the last 48 hours has had me so confused and questioning so many things. And I don't know if the police are actually taking any of it seriously. So, Daly Payton is a woman who is from South Carolina. I believe she's from Simpsonville, South Carolina, and she's 22 years old. And on November 20th, she was reported missing by her family. She went from South Carolina to Charlotte, North Carolina on a birthday trip with her boyfriend. And that's kind of where things kind of go crazy because we don't know exactly what really happened to her. But the only thing you can piece things together between her making phone calls to 911, um, people saying, I saw her and she came in and asked for this and that, and she was looking kind of crazy and disheveled. I don't know. There's a few things, but she was a new mom, so there has been talk about postpartum depression being part of this whole thing, but I don't know how valid that is. So she goes missing on November 20th. That's the last time anybody hears from her. And let's see, she's found 3 weeks later. But while she was in Charlotte, Peyton's family said she was admitted to the local emergency room for postpartum depression. So while she was on this trip, she had a mental medical emergency and was kept, and they diagnosed her with postpartum depression. And then there was businesses in the area that had seen her and said she was acting strangely. Now, when they found her, she was partially clothed. She was like right outside of a river or a creek bed or something like that. She's by water. And they really didn't say a whole lot. They made it sound like it could have been self deletion. It could have been where she wandered out and succumbed to the outside. I don't know. But there are reports that she was calling her family and she was telling them she was not feeling safe and that she needed help. And why her family did not leave South Carolina and get up there and get her in Charlotte, I will never know. Now they are saying that they didn't have a working vehicle. You find a way. You find a way. Because now she leaves behind a infant daughter and leaving that child behind with a man that may or may not be part of why she is no longer existing on this planet. So, but even the boyfriend, when they got into an argument, now supposedly the argument's about she found out he was texting another woman. And then there was the fact that supposedly he was having relations with another woman outside of their relationship. And then there's a story that she tells, she told a witness, Haley Payton told a witness that she got into a physical altercation with the boyfriend and the woman he was cheating on her with. I don't know. But that she had been beaten really badly and she was hurt and she was messed up and everything else. So, like I said, when this whole case started, not a whole lot of information came out. It was a lot of speculation of, was it depression? Was it the boyfriend? Um, Jeff Paul, yes, hi. What was it that caused this to happen? And now, after months of speculation, they have finally released a cause of death. And the cause of death they're saying is hypothermia. So, my question is, you're saying she died of hypothermia. Okay. How did she get in that position to be where she passed away from hypothermia? That's my question. How did she get there? Because she was roaming around. She didn't have anywhere to stay. All that could lead to her being where she was found and suffering from hypothermia. But I think there's more to the story. I think the boyfriend and the woman he was messing with could be complicit in her ending up in that position. Um, I tried to request her autopsy because they said, the case was closed. Well, guess what? I didn't get the autopsy because they're still holding the case open and they're still investigating it. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Do you think that she took her own life? Do you think someone else was involved in this? What do you think? Because the whole thing just doesn't feel right to me. It just doesn't. Because she wasn't really close to her family, from what I understand. And the boyfriend, she and him have had issues for ongoing some time. But you can't discount the postpartum depression angle because that can make you do some very bizarre things. There was a case I think in the Boston or up like New England area where a woman who was a labor and delivery nurse murdered her three children and threw herself out a window because of postpartum depression. And because it caused what's called postpartum psychosis. Could she have been dealing with postpartum psychosis? And if she is, why didn't they get her better help? I don't know. It's crazy how this whole thing works. Um, but yeah, they said that she was found on December 9th, and she was found on the 1100 block of Baxter Street. That's in Charlotte. That's close to Uptown. So, and she was last seen at the 700 block of Charlottetown Avenue on November 20th. And her family was concerned for her well-being, which is understandable because if she's calling you, begging you to come get me, and then you've got the boyfriend calling, come get your kid, that's concerning. And you've got multiple sightings for going into restaurants asking to use the phone to call for help or call somebody, and they're reporting she's upset, she was bruised, she was, messed up, disheveled. These are all things that have happened. So I don't know. But one thing I do know is if you have not already subscribed to the channel, you need to do so right now because I have multiple updates to go over. One I cannot talk about right now because I'm waiting on the family to give me permission, and that's a local case here in Greensboro. But to Haley Payton is a case that may not ever get completely solved because people are not telling all that they know. The boyfriend has not admitted to doing anything. The woman he was with has not admitted to doing anything. And there's good possibility they didn't do anything. So I don't know. I guess for me, I think there's more to the story. I think um, she got caught up outside, but I don't think she died of hypothermia. Especially I think if I remember correctly, one of the reports I read, she didn't have any clothes on. So that alone right there makes it suspect for me. And it's a shame because she was a young girl. She was 22, new mom, whole life ahead of her. Very sad, very sad. And they're saying hypothermia caused death, but how did she get there in the first place? That's the question I have. That is the question. So this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I just want to do a brief little live here about that case. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Share, like, comment, send it out to your friends. I have almost 180 videos on this channel, so I'm sure if you don't like this one, you'll find one that you will like. But like I said, it's kind of late, so I need to get myself to bed so I can go to work in the morning. But everybody have a great night. Again, as I always say, be weird, be rude, be safe. And yeah, it's just sad ending and not the answers the family's looking for, as what happens with a lot of these cases. So good night, everyone. This is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I'm out. Have a great day.